Are we on time? You back on there?
Yeah.
You for real?
Okay.
Alright, so I left the church. And I went home. And I just went home and I was chilling. Um, she must be hungry.
I'm not.
um, I went home and it was raining. It started to rain, and I don't like going outside when it rains. You know, I just like I'm a homebody. Period. I like staying in the house. You know, especially I got a flat screen,
Hmm.
heat or air conditioning in the summer. I'm good to go. Food in the refrigerator. It gotta be food and some sweetness like that. So I went home or whatever, and me and my homeboy we went to my house. We was just chilling. It was raining. You know, my stomach, and my head started hurting out the blue. So he had called me. So one of a friend of Nicole's that actually went to the church that she was going to.
Listen, Melissa.
She keep putting people's names out
Don't
here.
care.
So one of her friends or whatever had called one of my homeboys and was I don't know. God used them somehow to orchestrate something
Set
where
me up.
yeah, she saved me. Yeah, whatever.
Bamboo.
So anyway, so he came to me. He was like, you trying to go, you trying to go to dinner with them later. Now I'm like, this girl just told me that she don't want to see me until the next church event for real. I'm really not trying to blow this, but but so he said that well she's cool with it. She said she doesn't mind. So I was like, oh, it was under. Let me. It's Nicole. Y'all already know Nicole. She was under the assumption that it was a group of people. She didn't know it was just me and the other guy.
I didn't know he was coming at all.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. So anyway, so we we went. I originally told him no. I said no. I said my head hurting. I said I'm really not up for it. I said, but he really wanted to go. He didn't feel like sitting in the house. So I was like, all right, we go. So we went to Ray Lord's restaurant. So she come in and she stood there, whatever, and I was looking like, I was like, wow,
Can I rewind back?
she
and
got
just
some hips right there.
just to piggyback? I was after we finished talking, and he came up to me in the church or whatever. I felt something. I didn't know what it was. I was like, I had in my mind, it just clicked. I had was trying to follow God's rules and what He told me in not dating. And I knew that my husband was going to come and meet me and get me at the church. So it was something really significant about him saying, I'm the young man from Friday. And instead of him coming to me, somebody else came to me. And then on top of that, here he was Sunday. And when we spoke, I felt something like jump or whatever in my spirit. I didn't know what it was. But that's why I said, well, maybe we can meet at the next, youth event or whatever like that. So in my courting, and I had already in my mind, thought of, I would like to see how we interact or whatever within a group setting, nothing, personal and together. I was just taking a lot of precaution because like you said, we messed up in the beginning. He thought somebody else was it, and I also thought somebody was it. Also, around 2006, I had a wedding dress. I mean, everything, a wedding planned. I mean, everything, and it wasn't the one. God spoke to me and said it wasn't it. I mean, all of my family knew, everybody at my job knew. It was crazy, and it just ended like that. So we both were on the same page. We're thinking someone else is it, and I was just really being very precautious. But when after church, me and the girl, my friend, we went to Lorena Players to watch this play. So while we were sitting there, I just kept telling her, like, I cannot get him out of my spirit. I don't know what it is. I mean, he's very attractive. Back then he had dreads or whatever like that. But it wasn't even that. He was very, fine. But it wasn't that. It was more than that. I said, why can't I get him out of my spirit? What is it about this guy? So then she said, do you want to go with a group of people out to eat, a group of young people from Friday? And it didn't click in my mind, that he would be there. Even if he was going to be there, it wouldn't have been a problem. It was a group setting, but I didn't even have my mind on the fact that, you know, if he'd be there, being as though I said we meet each other in July. So, you know, my stomach and my head started hurting. And she was like, you want to cancel, you know, going? I said, no, I had been fasting all that day. And I said, maybe I just need to eat something. So then we pull up to the restaurant, and I just see him and his friend sitting there. And I'm like, you set me up. I told you, you know, I do not date. This looks like a double date. What in the world is going on or whatever? So then I was like, all right, let me get it together. Let me go over here. Let me stop acting crazy or whatever. But it was definitely a divine intervention. God knew that I had been really wanting to do it his way. So I guess he was showing me, you know, okay, I don't need, you can back out now, Nicole. You know, just let me do this. So
I don't know where I was at.
we at the restaurant now. So we sat down.
Oh yeah, so we sat down. She gave you the long version. So we sat down, and I just pretty much was telling her, you know, about my history and you know, about calling and everything like that, and it was and we just had a pretty good conversation. It was a good time.
He knew what his calling was, but he didn't want to say it.
I didn't.
I was like, you know what your calling is.
I still don't know.
I was like, you know what your calling is. And I was like, you're called to pastor, you're called to preach.
Who, me?
And he was just like, okay, wow. So we began to finish talking, and that's a part of the testimony. Also,
that was
well,
a
the confirmation.
too. God knows.
I'm a part of the confirmation.
Can I just be an usher?
Yes, so we're sitting there. We had a
I work
wonderful
on the
conversation.
Cameras, no, I know my church ain't gonna let me work on the camera.
No,
we would never have nothing recorded.
No, but so we had a wonderful conversation while we sitting there conversing about everything, you know, struggles that young people go through, trying to really be saved, trying to really live for God. So after that, well, we were there. We were there till the restaurant was basically
so the restaurant
down.
was closed. So we was there. We ended up leaving out. We stood outside the door. We started to pray. So we started praying, and can you pass me that right there? So you know my wife, well, Nicole, she had her little joint on, right? And she was like this.
Whatever.
So I'm like, you know, if she in a nun thing, then that's cool. You know, that's cool. You know, Arabian Night or whatever. You know, so it kind of threw me off a little bit because she had this little black thing wrapped around her face like this, and she was holding it. So I'm like, you know, well, bless God. If that's what you do, that's what you do. You know what I'm saying? So
it was raining, and I just had like my little shawl over.
We was straight under the thing. We was under like an ironing or something.
It was a little windy too.
It wasn't that windy. So anyway, so God really had his way, you know what I'm saying? I even hit a tune, right? I was singing like that must have been the spirit, because I can't really do nothing now with this little, you know. So anyway, so God had his way, you know. We was out there, I think we prayed for like 2 hours, and we was out there, and the Holy Ghost just had his way, you know. My homeboy, he was on the floor, on the ground, you know. By the time we came out, everything was closed, the lights was out, you know. So it was just an awesome time in God. And so she started leaving, and she had left, and so we had left, and
I was actually in the car.
I get confused about this part.
I was in the car. I was in the car, and the Spirit of the Lord began to speak to me and was like, he doesn't even know if you're interested. And in my mind, I'm like, so? And then something was just like, call him. So it took a lot out of me, because I was like, you know, God, wouldn't this be pursuing him? But, you know, the Lord was leading me, you know, to call him. So I asked my friend, I said, can you please call your friend and ask him, can I speak to Brother Tony? Because that's what I was calling him then. So she was like, you know, yeah, okay. So she called, and I said, hello, I just wanted to let you know that I really enjoyed the fellowship. And he was like, okay, bye. And so something was like, he's going to call back. And so then he called her phone back, and we talked and we talked and we talked. And then that's when we got to her house, And he was like, well, I'm about to go on my house. Can I call you from my house phone? And I was like, I'm on her cell phone. I trust you enough to give you my number now. So here he has my number, and gotta stay tuned for the rest.